So your first reaction, your gut instinct might be to say that if you're smarter, if you're more intelligent, you will be able to be more intuitive, but it's actually the other way around. It's intuition that makes someone more intelligent. It's being open and receptive to your intuition, which is being in a good mood, looking for the positive in the thing you're trying to uncover more information about in the area of intellect. So this is very easily demonstrated just by how you feel going about a test in school. And we all have those nightmares still about, taking a test in a subject where we've missed the entire semester of classes. But I was actually a very good student in, grade school through high school with almost no effort, and it was always very strange to me that other people couldn't keep up with what seemed so ridiculously easy that I wouldn't even have to study. And I knew there was something wrong with the testing system because it didn't feel like my high grades were representative of any useful sort of intelligence or information. Even though I considered myself intelligent, what the test felt like they were testing had nothing to do with what I felt like I knew. And now, having gone through a spiritual awakening and knowing this all from a new perspective, it's very clear that the reason I always did so well on tests has nothing to do with intelligence per se, but the fact that I was calm through the test, that I didn't have a fear of not getting the answers right or of not knowing what the answers were. I never went into the test with pressure. So it's very easy to see that the people who do go into tests fearing that they're not going to do well, when you come to the question that you're not sure you know the answer, and then you go down that route of, I don't know if I know this, shoot, I have to figure out what the answer is and search in my memory banks, it gets really, really hard to figure out the answer because it cuts you off from your intuition. And the intuition feeds you correct answers. You don't even have to remember necessarily. You can just learn it as you're asking the question. And there are times this still happens to me. I mean, this happens all the time, honestly, because I'm always asking new questions about how the universe works and getting the answers directly in one way or another, often directly into my head, sometimes into my experience as a way to learn it through acting in the world, sometimes through someone telling me or a book or a TV show or movie. But it always does come. So it doesn't even have to be preceded by someone teaching you. As soon as you ask the question, the answer can come. So that is what seems like intelligence. That is what people call intelligence, is being in a positive frame of mind, not being concerned that you're going to get something wrong. And then you read the question, or you consider what the issue is, consider the problem that you have to face or confront and try to solve. And then the answers will flow to you. It doesn't matter if you've studied them or not. In some cases where the situation is extremely practical, like right now I'm building a van, you do have to study the basics of how all these things work. You study how the tools work, how the materials work together. But once you get a concept, a ground level concept, specific information and new ways to do things can flow to you from the universe. So this plays out in my life now in ways like that. Or you can also get answers seemingly pulled out of thin air that are specific bits of information. So you could be asked a trivia question, for example, that you've never heard the answer to, and actually get the direct answer in your head with no prior knowledge to it through intuition, if you're simply open to it without the nervousness of winning or trying to prove that you're good or trying to do anything where it feels like you're striving. If you're just there, letting it happen, it flows to you and you come off as smart, because that's what intuition does. It gives you the answers you need in any situation. So what's really cool about this is what genius is. If you go study a genius in any area whatsoever, the similarities between all of them will be that they are using their intuition in their area of genius. So Buddha was a genius in spirituality. Einstein was a genius in physics, science, math. Da Vinci was a genius in a lot of things. On and on and on. Hayao Miyazaki is a genius in making movies. There's just no end. You could be a genius in business. You could be a genius in sports. If you get into the Olympics, Simone Biles is a genius. So all of these people focus their attention on one specific area that they choose. That it helps a lot if it's something you love. If your heart is in it, you're 1,000 times more likely to be a genius in that than if you force yourself to do something you don't want. You're not going to be able to sustain the interest in it and the focus in it over a long period of time in order for the new information to come in. But when you do focus on one thing long enough, what happens is you get little ideas and then bigger and then bigger and then bigger and then bigger. So it suddenly seems to people on the outside like you can solve all these crazy problems that have never been solved before, that don't even seem possible to solve. And SpaceX is an example of something that's going on right now in technology. Like, who even thought we could revamp this whole dying, space exploration system in this short amount of time? But that's all it is sustained focus in whatever direction you choose, being open to intuition, knowing that there's a definite positive outcome, and all you have to do is remain open to it, and you'll get there little by little by little as the universe unfolds. Whatever it is, it will be revealed to you. So there is no insurmountable problem, literally no insurmountable problem when you do this. Things that seem impossible will simply start to unfold, and problems that when you're at step A and you're looking at step Z and you just don't know how you're going to ever solve that problem, by the time you're at step Y, it's just the next logical step, and you'll know how to do it, and the universe will help you, and there's no end to what you can build and create and solve and learn, as long as you're open to learning it in this new way using your intuition. So if you want to be more intelligent, all you have to do, as is the solution to anything, is be open to your intuition. Keep yourself in a calmer frame of mind, brainstorm on an idea. If you want to study something, study it so that you understand the basics, and then follow your own personal curiosity, because that is your intuition showing you the next step. So once you learn, foundational level, you can just become a genius in whatever area you want to be. This is not something, isolated people can become geniuses. That person can be, that person can be, that rich CEO can be, but you can't be. This is something available to every single person on planet Earth through intuition. So if you have questions or comments, of course, please share. If you have your own story, leave it below, because the more we share with each other, the more we'll help other people who we might not realize are going through the same things and would love to hear our stories. So that's all for now. Thank you. Have fun out there, and I'll see you next time.